It's the most wonderful time of the year. And normally you sing that around Christmas time, but I usually sing it after we've gotten over the stresses of going nuts over the 49ers and what they're going to get next done. And you know what's so funny, fam? Because now we always have to brace ourselves for some freak thing to happen to us, right? I'm becoming numb to it. I really am. I want to win the sixth Lombardi. I want us to keep a healthy group from beginning of season to end, but it's never going to happen. And I come to that reality. But, fam, you know what? We cry about that a lot, but there's a lot of teams that go through the same thing. I mean, think if you're the Ravens, the Cardinals, the Rams. But hey, you gotta wish Rams just die already. I mean, you gotta wish bad things on the Rams, but we're not the only team in the NFL that suffers. So we need to stop doing that. Well, no, I'm not gonna stop doing it just for that reason, though. And probably you aren't either. But by the way, Pule, stop it, Pule. Brock Purdy's going to the hospital tomorrow. Pule says being rescheduled for March. What's so funny though? We do need humor now. Kenny Powers, he reaffirms it. Pule, I already posted up on Twitter. I says, you know what? Being 49ers fans, do you feel like we are the most trolled fan base? I mean, the media comes after us with all kind of stuff all the time, don't they? That thing with Debo, that was unnecessary. Why? Just to get us going. I guess because we're an emotional group, huh? People like to take shots at us. Okay. Anyway, and fan, let's get right down into this because we're late. I know, right, Ronbo? You don't need to use that term. You're always late. Wanted. One more D assassin. All right? Please give me one more D assassin. Since the glorious pass rushing 2019 season Niners main headliner has been Nick Bosa. We all know that. He finally came up and hit the pinnacle by coming up as the DPOY. Nick. San Francisco has been making every effort, though, to bring talents in to complement the Defensive Player of the Year. But they haven't really succeeded. We've had people over there on the other side. I still think that Jordan Willis is underrated and should be used more. But he's still going to remain a part of the crew that's shifting back and forth off the other side of the edge. The pass rush has maintained an impressive standard, but mainly because of being in the capable hands of Jedi, like defensive dude, Kris Kocurek. Man, fam, do you ever wonder how we'd be without Kris Kocurek? Jimmy T was great, but Jimmy T had some beast, But Kocurek takes guys that may be good, but he gets them to be a little better, So the Niners shouldn't stop looking for a solid pass rusher as they figure out how to take the next step toward getting that next Super Bowl out of the way so Rudy can shut the hell up. But we're the best team in the NFC West. It's in the last 30, 40. I want him to be quiet about that so bad. The Hawks can make that argument too. Why? Because they think that Super Bowl trophies, for some reason, like cars, depreciate. I mean, it's something they can do to come at us. And they're going to try to come at us. That's why they're in here all the time talking trash. Because they know they're below us. They don't even raise up to the shoe soles on a 49er fan's foot. Much less low than plastic cleats. Shut up, Seattle. Los Angeles, give it up. You still are subservient. Get used to it. And you should. Because in your lifetime, you're never going to catch up with the 49ers. That's just a fact you should get your grip on. But fam, anyway, I tell you what, tonight we'll go to the phones to search for one more ingredient to add to the potential defensive invincibility of the best overall D of the 2022-23 season. And if there's any other Niners, in fact, fam, if there's any free agents on your list, I want to hear about it. Everybody does. Call the phones right at the base of the screen. There you go. There's a PIN number there too. Listen, if that's, and also in the description, everything you need to get in there and get it on over here. Headphones, okay. Fan, let's get right into it. The defensive line is an ideal position to be retooled during this upcoming season. You know, you don't have to stop John Lynch from doing that. John Lynch has dreams in the middle of the night. You hear about people waking up screaming. John probably wakes up screaming names that he'd like to have on his defensive line. The foundational pieces are already in place with Nick Bosa and Eric Armstead. I know I don't want to hear it, but Eric Armstead is, when he's healthy, he is steady. You know, he creates enough violence in the middle. And you notice how Nick got even better when Eric came back? That was no accident. You know, because you got to count for Eric Armstead now, offensive line people on the other team. You can't just go after Nick now, because Eric will kill you if you do. He'll get in there. So it makes it easier, though, to plug players into specialized roles along that deep front if you can find them. Now, with Ebukam and Charles Omenihu set to hit free agency, the Niners now have a glaring hole opposite Bosa. Ebukam and Omenihu combined to create 30% of the 49ers' defensive pressure in 2022, leaving the Niners to find a way to replace their second and third most productive pass rushers from only a season ago. Now, we're not forgetting about the Niners have an in-house heir apparent, Drake Jackson. By the way, is not leaving the Bay Area, fam. Yeah, Drake knows. He'll be working with strength and conditioning coaches in order to avoid getting worn out too early in the upcoming season, as reported he did during his rookie year. Did you wonder why he was a healthy scratch for the last several weeks? Drake just got tired and ran out of gas. Probably hanging around with Debo over there eating too much macaroni and cheese. The Niners do still believe in Jackson in the athletic traits he does possess, so he'll be okay. The issue is that he's still very raw, and it's unclear how quickly Jackson's development will allow him to produce at the consistent rate the Niners will need for him to come up with. That means finding a player who can contribute right now, right away, while also not suffering from having a timeshare with Drake as the Niners get him the reps he'll need for his further development. Come on, Drake. What, man up to shit? I want to see you coming out in week 9. Oh, I'm tired, man. I mean, my legs ain't working, man. Come on, Drake. Come on. So getting a veteran who can take Jackson under his wing and help mentor the young edge rusher would be the most ideal outcome possible for that. Enter. And we should have did this. I think a lot of us were pining about this earlier. Justin Houston had no business being with the Ravens. What did he want? We should have been able to do it. You put Justin Houston on the other side of Nick Bosa, good God almighty. That's all we needed. And Houston checks all of the boxes. He just spent the 22 season with the Ravens, as I mentioned. Houston, yeah, he's 34. But the edge assassin, the dude has over a decade of NFL experience under his belt. That includes over 100 sacks and 4 Pro Bowl nods. The Ravens also utilized Houston in a way, in a role similar to how the 49ers could, with 330 of his 423 snaps coming off passing downs. That's all I need. I got plenty of other people. I'm going to have Drake in there working as hard as he can to get himself into shape. You know, my favorite guy, Jordan Willis. I don't know if we're going to bring back Imanahu or Ebukam, but, I don't know who. Wilkes is going to probably draw some attention from somebody who's going to want to come over. Maybe even Houston might want to come over and play just because of that reason. But that's perfect for a vet like Houston anyway. He won't get wore out, but the opposing quarterback definitely will. See, that's what I'm talking about. Houston's a player who could come in from day one and give the Niners a reliable and consistent threat off the edge. 3rd and long, Justin, get in there. You hear I'm coming. I'm already ahead of you, coach. I'm out here already. All right, get him. Go get him, Justin. Dude knows what to do. He's been around for how long? You ain't got to tell Justin, let the butt which way to go. And he'll find that out quick. Dude would be kept fresh and extremely dangerous with the 49ers' deep rotation of pass rushers, which we stockpile each and every year anyway. True, Houston is on the back end of a long and accomplished career. So what? He just we're talking a few weeks ago, he's still an impact player who proved that he was healthy plenty left in the tank during his most recent season with the Ravens last season. You know what he did? Just recorded 13.7% pressure rate to go along with 9.5 sacks. That's all I need. That's all we need. You got Nick down there nearing 20 sacks. I got Justin on the other side doing in a part-time role. He may get 10 with the 49ers. See, because what the Eagles did last year is still unfathomable. 70 damn sacks in 1 year. And then they turned to poo-poo in the Super Bowl. Not a sack. I know, but they killed our guy. Oh, yeah, but you know what? That's just... Anyway, and also we had 7 tackles for a loss during the 2020 season. So chant it with me. Houston, 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 Houston. Bring him. Bring him. Come on, John. Get him. You can do it. But I know what you're thinking, though, fam. I know, Ron. You're getting carried away with that, Ronbo, man. The dream scenario for the 49ers is to sign Darren Payne to occupy the defensive tackle spot next to Eric Armstead, because you know Javon Kinlaw is going to come out there with more issues with his knee. Payne is only 26 and had his best season in 2022. Fam, he's going to require big, and I'm talking huge bucks. Where are those going to come from? It would be an investment, though, to pay dividends for a win-now team that badly needs consistent play from the defensive tackle position. I know that. I was just saying, I'd like to have Houston because I know we could pay him, and I know that he would get it done down there. Javon Kinlaw, I don't know what's going to do with him, but I like Hassan Ridgeway. I think he'll be fine. I just need a big bad dude next to Eric, but I still want Anyway, Washington always they can franchise Payne if they want to. Anyway, that's why this is pretty much not going to happen. Who's your dream agent, though, fam? Oh, your free agent. And by the way, real quickly, let me just, because I was looking around, Center Rodney Houston coming out of Arizona, he could be available. Should we lose Brindle, which I think we're going to. Rams DT. Sean Robinson. Shut up, Rudy. He don't want to play with y'all. And the Seahawks defensive tackle, Poona Ford. He's, if you're going to, because Kris Kocurek likes to run and is durable and in good enough shape where he doesn't have to, this kind of guy, to come off the field on all of his passing downs. Because the 49ers still have the best defense. Even if we can't lose everybody, but we can lose a couple of people, still probably maintain that status. So, but I want it to be understood from day one, week 1, to week 17. Now, and when you come to play the 49ers, wear extra padding, make sure your insurance is up to date, and call your mama before the game. See, that's what I want. So, in order to do that, you got to remain still fiendish. Because contrary to what people say, I still love me a kick-ass defense. They still win games. They still always will. Mahomes, he may be the only quarterback in the NFL that actually can carry a team. Honestly, think about it. He's pretty much the only one. I know we've seen some things from Herbert, and we've seen some things from Hurts. They still need lots of help. Mahomes can come out there with just him and Travis Kelce and beat your ass to death, which is amazing to me. That's the only person I've ever seen. That's the only person I've seen, and I can't remember the last time. But he's the only one. But every other, Lamar, Allen, these guys got to have help. They do, and usually they need help. So that's what I'm saying. The 49ers got to maintain that deathly defense. Why I didn't do this before I started, I do not know. Now I got to unwrap wires. No, wait, I did do it. Okay. I'm good. Because I don't want to keep you waiting. This is why I need remotes more than I have wires. It's going to be a great offseason, fam. Don't worry about it. We're going to be fine. Because look at other teams. They look like poo-poo. And when you look at other teams looking like poo-poo, I knew it. Rudy's up in there, ain't he? Yeah, you can always pick on the Rams. We can always feel good about ourselves because of the Rams. Let me get Anderson out of Texas in here, because I know Anderson's working Cowboy fans every time we see one. Anderson.
I know. What's up, Ronbo, man? I'll see you in a minute, man.
In here hugging each other up, man, because we all went through this unbelievable pain. You done got 49ers and still don't believe it either. They're still walking. We got Niners talking trash about other people's players.
Man, we go through that. We go through that every year. We talk trash about each other. What I remember a couple weeks back, I think who was that? Who was that? Phil. Somebody was talking down on Phil or something. And I was like, well, that's what we do off season. We talk shit about each other because we really mad and upset because it should have been. But this is the thing, Ronbo. Why my defense can't hurt nobody?
I know, right?
Our players all our players get hurt. We don't hurt nobody, but we got the number one defense. We ain't hurt nobody. I'm tired of this. Why Patrick Mahomes? When you said Patrick Mahomes, I watched the motherfucker. I want to see going out on a motherfucking girl that cheat motherfucker. He know he cheated, and I want to see his ass gone.
He got hurt, but he's still running around there. And by the way, I've never seen Patrick Mahomes run faster than I did in that Super Bowl. And he's supposed to be hurt? I think he was faking. Because Patrick was jamming coming down the middle of that field.
You know that people be lying. Man, they always lying, man. They always be lying. That's why I wish Kyle Shanahan to grow some motherfucking balls, man. It's 4th and 2. Put Jordan Mason in the goddamn game, you dumb motherfucker.
Hey, better than that.
I want a ring.
You know that big offensive lineman we got that can run routes? I want to see somebody try to tackle him. Give him the ball, Kyle. Do not be afraid to use him.
And what happened to what's up with the big Mexican dude?
Gutierrez. He's still learning. He just needs to learn some more. Because the 49ers he's coming back next year. He's part of the international program, but he'll be back. Huge.
Because I think he'll be a shutdown offensive lineman like old boy was doing Nick Bosa for the Eagles. Real talk. That big
Australian. I know you're talking about. Yeah, that dude is frightening.
Yeah. I was like, man, that dude cheating, man.
He's huge.
I say that dude cheating. He's doing something because can't nobody stop Nick Bosa like this. So he's doing something illegal, or he just, I don't know what's going on. But
he's big and athletic, Anderson, because he used to play the rugby leagues. You can be big
that's right.
and move, and you got to move quickly in the rugby leagues, or they will run you over. So he gets all that size and big and athletic. Oh my Lord.
And I know it's gonna be a lot of people that come here talking about Ken Law need to go. Hey man, the dude been hurt a lot, man. And you know when he got the interception and jumped in the end zone that year,
that may have been it.
I think that's when he really hurt himself. I think that's when he really hurt himself right there. But if he have a good offseason, I mean he finished the season okay, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking he's gonna have a good offseason. I think he gonna shut some people up this season.
Yeah, because you're right.
We can't just expect these people to come in. They coming off injuries from college, and it's a repetitive thing for them to be 100% every game. These people, come on now, we need people playing 100%, hitting hard. So of course injury is gonna happen, and they doing this every week. Come on, man, we gotta stop looking for
a miracle player. Anderson,
person,
I can add to your list of things why we need to back up off Javon too as well. Because you look at Drake Jackson. Do you know Drake got tired this year? I kept wondering why he wasn't playing every week. Drake got worn out.
Yeah, me too.
He couldn't continue. Really?
But like I say, same thing with Drake. He gotta get he probably wouldn't. It's like this. You got college shape. Then you have NFL football shape.
Short season
I don't
college.
think he was in NFL shape.
No.
He might need to get in NFL shape.
Aaron Banks, same thing. They wouldn't tell us because they never want to tell you everything, and they don't want to tell you the whole truth. They could have said, Aaron Banks, we're gonna have to hold out and get him in a little better shape in order to play NFL football. And it just got out about Drake because he's not even going home this year. Back to L.A. He's going to stay in the Bay Area and train with strength and conditioning coaches to get himself up to speed.
That's good.
See, so that just show you what you were saying about rookies. NFL and college is two different ball games.
Yep. And I mean, everybody can't be like Nick Bosa. See, Nick Bosa, 100%. He came out of college, NFL, he's shutting down already. Look what he did to what's that dude? What's that dude from the Browns who went to the to the
Baker
round.
Mayfield.
Yeah, look what he did to Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Bosa's,
So we can't expect that from everybody.
I know Bosa's.
We're going now. Drake Jackson did have spurts, so
yeah, you could see
I expect him to do a whole lot more.
Just got to get in better shape. And when he gets in better shape, that means he's probably going to get better. But Nick Bosa is not your average human being, and nobody should be compared to Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa,
nope.
we're going to find out somewhere down the line that Nick Bosa is an android. Watch him find out. You know, because a man is not human sometimes. Nick is just insane.
Oh, man.
I love it.
Man, that boy is just crazy. And you know what? And I expect, the reason why I'm looking at a lot of analysts and stuff, and they expect them for the Niners to be in the Super Bowl, and they saying because of Trey Lance. Well, you know why I say that? Why they probably saying that? They looking at Trey Lance arm talent, and they looking at probably Danny Gray, because that's who he gonna throw the ball to.
And we need more Danny Gray too. Get another speed receiver too. You know, I like how you.
But I mean, with Debo, Ayuk, and Danny Gray and Kittle, I think we should be fine. Don't forget Jennings. We should be fine. And if Red McLeod come back, that's gonna be even more fine. We gonna be all right. I think you right. I think we need to go after a couple of some offensive linemen, or maybe a center, cornerback, and one DT, one defensive tackle again, and yeah, we're gonna be fine. Because as far as running backs, hell, I'm looking for TDP to have a breakout season.
And Anderson, what we don't want to see is that all them third round picks don't pick up another running back. You know the best running backs they get aren't in the draft. You look at the last few years, the best running backs we got are either last. You look at Elijah Mitchell. That dude should have been a second round pick at minimum. And then you got Jordan Mason, undrafted free agent coming in there showing everybody out. You know, and then you look at the guys we drafted. Now TDP, maybe he's gonna get better. I hope he does. But right now, he got beat out by Jordan Mason and Elijah Mitchell. And then you look at the year before, and I told everybody about Trey. What's that running back's name? Went to Philly, and Philly put him on the bench too. Trey.
Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon.
I knew for the first time I seen him. Wait a minute, y'all. We used the third round pick on him. Give him time, Ronbo. I know, but running backs don't need time. They hit the ground running, literally. He either is or he ain't.
They already know what to do. Yeah. It's like I say with running backs, receivers. What y'all been doing your whole life? Catch receivers, catch the football. Running backs, run to the end zone. It ain't nothing no different. It's just different schemes and different, but you're doing the same thing.
Yeah. They don't. Running backs don't need no time. They come in ready to go.
I'm in running, stunned, doing that
stay
thing.
Away from that third round pick. If you want to get a running back, get him in the fourth or fifth, sixth round. If you have to use a pick for running back, the 49ers love to do that, but do not go above round 4 or 5.
Nah. And I think, and then it's like what I seen Kittle, not Kittle, but somebody put somebody's it's pretty it's Trey's job to Purdy's job or some shit. I forgot. I can't remember what it is.
Purdy's job to lose.
It's Trey's job to take him from Purdy, something like that. It's Trey's job to get it from Purdy or something like that. But I think, now I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, if Purdy start, Purdy gonna get us to the promised land though. That's what I'm thinking. If the offensive line do their job and we don't do no stupid stuff like sending the wrong person to block out top number one defensive player, you know what I'm saying? Like Kyle X. Man, sometimes Kyle is a dumbass, man. We got to stop giving him that genius shit, man, because you is not no genius. Because if you was a genius, you would have known to have killed her right there to block that dude.
But you know what?
Yeah, exactly.
Purdy needs a little more time. As good as he looked, he still is inexperienced. Now, what he needed to do in that play was step up in the pocket. And he might have been able to evade that.
Agree.
You know, so he'll know that from now on. And coaches, when Greasy on the sideline, listen, all you got to do, you can think in your head, 1, 2, step up in the pocket. especially if you did have an avenue to step up into, get a better shot of who you're throwing at. And that way you avoid that pressure. You give our people on the offensive line a little more time to protect you. The coaches got to tell them all that. But in the heat of the moment, Purdy probably, oh, God. Austin, oh, my God, he's open. Because I'm looking at Ayuk running wild out there on, what's that?
Yep.
That trash cornerback that Debo likes to pick on. Bradbury.
What I don't understand is why he didn't step, because he was stepping up in previous games. He doesn't step up. I don't understand that, why he didn't step up right there.
Because he couldn't believe Ayuk was so open, and he just, oh, Jesus. And I'm getting rid of the ball right now, but it was a little too late. He was only a split second late.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so. Fam, Anderson,
but you know what?
We gotta go,
yeah, all the time. I got to give it to you. But you know one thing, Ronbo, what I can say?
What's that?
As long as them goddamn Cowboy fans don't go, they still mad. Till this day, they still mad. Like, man, y'all, y'all cheated again. Y'all got, man, y'all just trash. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad they're on the schedule, and I'm glad they're on our schedule.
Are the Cowboys with us? Are we dealing with the Cowboys? That's right, NFC.
We got the NFC East.
Yeah. $40 million.
So I can't wait. They got to come to us. They coming to us. So
I want to know this.
Hopefully, I get to come out there too.
Oh, and next time we're in the Cowboy, y'all still feel like y'all to pay Dak $40 million?
Oh, they mad about that. All right, Ronbo, man, I'm gonna get out there for production. Cut me off, man.
Because they will do.
Love y'all. Stay up, baby.
Hey, you too, fam. Talk to you shortly. Hey, go Anderson.
For sure.
Down for happiness is. Hey, chill. Phil, get in here.
Hey, Ronbo.
Phil, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine.
Well, Phil, I want to see Bosa gets a little more firepower on that other side. I don't want DC's to decide. Listen, guys, let's pool all our energies in stopping Nick Bosa. You stop Nick Bosa, we should pretty much be able to handle that pass rush. I think our center can deal with Eric Armstead. The rest of those guys there
definitely needs help.
Yeah.
He definitely needs help. And I think, looking at free agency, you said Daron Payne is going to be too expensive. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Not even close. He's going to be about $14 million. He's got, he's only been in the league 5 years, so he's young, so he can spread his contract out. And he's played 100% of his games every year.
I know. That's why
he hasn't been injured. So I would go after that guy. Hargrove from the Eagles at defensive tackle had better numbers, but he's 30-something. So, you got to think about it. He's getting older. He's going to get worn
injury
down.
Prone, as people do.
Exactly. So I would go for the younger guy, give him a longer contract. You can spread it out over time. And give, Armstead's really good against the run. This guy would be really good against the pass. Yeah. And he would help push up the middle to force quarterbacks to run right into Nick Bosa's arms.
And that's not a nice
thing. Yeah, I would go then with Drake Jackson because he ran into a wall, and most rookie guys who play 8 games in college and then have to play 18 games in pros, they tend to run into walls.
Yeah.
And that's what rookies do. Unless they're like Nick Bosa, like was previously said. Yeah. Because Nick knew from his brother, his dad, his upbringing, what the NFL game was like. So you can't compare Nick Bosa to anybody. Seriously.
I know. That's why he is who he is, and he's going to get paid like he's going to get paid.
Jackson, I think he needs to step up.
Yep.
I would go with the Menahue again, and possibly what's that guy that they traded to? I think Tennessee. He's now a free agent again. He was with the Niners.
Is he free again? The guy wanted coming out of college and went to the Raiders, and then came to us.
Yes.
What is it? Yes. Now his name escapes me. They let him go.
Yeah, it escapes me too. But somebody on the text will spout it out. But I would go with someone like him, maybe Willis.
I like Willis a lot. Willis is always making that
to spot
dramatic play.
that edge, and you just go with numbers on the other side edge. Get a defensive tackle to go along with Armstead. You still got Givens because he's a restricted free agent. He's basically cost you nothing.
Yeah.
And, there's your depth. And, then we got to worry about the offensive line. But I would, with those 3 third rounds, I would draft, a safety, a defensive tackle, and an offensive tackle or offensive lineman.
Well, Phil, which order? I'm curious about as to those you just listed.
Well, it depends. It depends upon free agency, what you get. Free agency dictates what you draft. So if you get a defensive tackle, then you don't need to draft a defensive lineman as much. And if you don't sign a Brendel or somebody at center, you're going to need a center.
Hey,
So, it all comes in sequence. Right now it's free agency. You fill your voids with free agency as much as you can. And don't worry about the 49ers salary cap issue. Here's the situation with the Niners. We've got a lot of young stars that we can push out those contracts over time. With older guys, you can't do that because they're gonna retire. They're gonna end up, getting hurt or something like that, and you lose that money. With the Rams, most of the Rams players, like Ramsey and all those guys, they're old, and so they can't even push them out because they're going to be dead. With our guys, like Fred Warner and Nick, we got to sign him, and we can spread them out over years and still be confident those guys are going to be playing 5-6 years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're in good shape. Other than Trent's the only guy I would not push out his contract anymore because, he is contemplating retirement. But Kittle, Warner, all those guys can be renegotiated, spread out, give them security and long-term, and be expected to play for a long time. So
Phil,
we can do that.
Can you confirm? Rumor was, and I call it a rumor because I did read about it, but Nick Bosa is not interested in gutting the 49ers' finances due to the fact that he'd like to have some teammates alongside him to help him get the job done.
I think Nick wants to win. There's certain players that, look at what's his name for Kansas City, the quarterback, Mahomes. He took a less contract. Brady took less contracts because he knew he wanted to win and didn't want to gut the team. And so, those guys are around. And Nick seems like the kind of guy that would love to have, a winning team. So
twice he's been right there, and it got away. So he's got to be just a man on a mission. We got several guys like that on the roster. Fred Warner and Bosa,
Trent and all those guys.
And Debo just went out.
I think
and just
all
got
those guys
moved,
are right
him and
there.
Ayuk.
They know they're in a situation where they can win. But I like our team. I like where we're at. We just got a few pieces that we need to fill, and let's let Kyle and John Lynch work those things out. When our coaches left, we filled them with quality coaches.
Why is it that we just? My God, we're gonna lose some more next year, Phil. I'm amazed that Kyle can keep finding people. And some of them are better than the ones that just left.
That means we're doing well, right?
That's true.
Those teams that don't have coaches, poached, means that they're screwing up.
I guess, but I want D'Amico back. I want McDaniel back. I don't. As long as we remain afloat, okay. But I keep saying, my God.
So.
We'll be fine. Hey, Jake Brendel could be leaving. You know what? He might get an offer. You think Jake Brendel might take off and fly the coop? Because
the only team that I see that might make him an offer is Texas, Houston, right?
See, this is another thing, Phil.
Because they're playing the 49ers offense, and
Uh,
I don't see anybody else giving Brendel a contract. So he may be back. I don't see McGlinchey being back. I just don't.
Now, Mike,
And we're going to have to fill him.
We just had this conversation last week. Are you now believing that Mike McGlinchey does not return? Not for that money.
I
right?
don't think he will. I don't think he will.
He's one of two guys left to be
I
poached.
would rather spend the money for a defensive tackle that can rush the passer, because we haven't had that since DeForest Buckner, actually.
Yeah.
And that's when we were at our best.
Yeah. 2019.
We had an inside rush and an outside rush.
Yeah.
And we haven't had an inside rush because Armstead's not an inside rush guy. He's not.
No.
He's good against the run.
Yeah. He creates violence and he's got people just running and hurrying to hit him, but he doesn't get there. I don't know what happened to him in 2019. Was he perfectly healthy or what? But yeah, he fell down.
Well, Armstead was playing the outside. Buckner was playing the inside. So that was the difference
outside
between
of
them.
D-Buck, that'll make a difference, won't it? Yeah, I forgot about that.
I think we need a defensive tackle. I think Deron Payne fits that mold. If we can get him in, I think the lure of working for Kris Kocurek and with the 49ers and with Bosa, I think we have a draw.
Just to think you could be putting and suiting up and lacing them up next to these guys in the locker room. That's got to be crazy exciting.
On one side and Bosa on the other. What do you think?
Man, I got Kris Kocurek out there showing me what I'm doing wrong. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
You've got a good thing going, Ronbo. So be positive.
I am. I'm tired of getting right there, and somehow something finds a way to go wrong.
Well, we all are. We all are. But you know what? I'd rather be right there than right at the end.
I know, right? But playing the Rams role.
Yeah, the Rams role.
Setting new records for being bad. I mean, they sucked in the Super Bowl 53.
Arizona, the Rams.
Oh, there's another clown act. The Cardinals. My God. And Phil, it goes to show, going out to buy a team like some of these guys like to do, it has a shelf life. If you think you can maintain that level of mercenaries for year after year after year, you're going to soon find out that road.
You got to manage it right. You got to take your younger players, push them out longer, and take your older players and don't push them out longer. Yeah. But the Rams took their older players and pushed them out long.
It had
and so that's
top heavy
a mistake they made. And they traded all their draft picks, so they had no youth coming in behind.
With the words that will ring in NFL infamy. F them picks.
Now,
okay.
We traded a lot of draft picks,
but
we got a lot of compensation for our coaches leaving. So we've got, backfill with that. So we're going to have some youth coming in.
Yeah.
If we hit on a couple of draft picks, we'll be fine.
They are, Phil.
That's it.
Anything past the third and fourth round, the 49ers are straight money as far as bringing people in. They are really good at it. Man, they're good at that. Maybe the best in the league, actually. Wow.
I think they are, by far.
Well, Phil.
They got potential Hall of Famers that they've gotten in the fifth round.
So you look at Fred Warner. No, you look at George. George is definitely on his way. All he's got to do is keep playing a couple more years.
Fred Warner.
Fred's fourth.
You got Greenlaw.
Greenlaw. Amazing.
Ufunga.
Oh, and hey, listen, I'm telling you right now, keep an eye on my boy Demo. I've become a huge fan of Diamador now. Because I'm thinking, wait a minute. Guys, have you noticed he only gets hurt maybe once a game? The rest of the time, you don't hear anything about what he's doing wrong out there. And now he's making plays. I love him.
And I would sign, what's his name? He hurt his knee.
Emmanuel Mosley. Undrafted free agent.
You get him on the cheap.
Yeah,
we know he's a good big corner that can play. If he's healthy, I would sign him.
In a heartbeat.
So
I mean, he's already proven he's arrived. He's good now.
He
came in looking pretty good.
Now
he is good.
You never can have enough depth.
Phil.
So
I'm going to tell you what. I'm not sure when I'm getting back here. I got a few things I got to take care of in the next few days, but I will be back as soon as possible. And let's get together and do this some more. It'd be nice, because it'll be free agency
All
to
right,
start
Ronbo.
another few. Yeah, I'll be back before then. Okay.
This is kind of like my favorite time.
I know, right?
When
There's
we
no
start
stress.
putting together the roster.
Yeah.
So
We're going to watch it form and watch everybody else and look with green with envy. Or in the Rams' case, blue with envy. Phil, I see you in a bit, okay? Appreciate you, Phil.
all right, Ronbo. Take care.
You too.
All right, bye.
Bye, Phil. Okay, here he comes. Ramelia Sports, right? Bosa, a regular season monster, falls in the playoffs. Okay, I pointed this out to him on Twitter, and he's still talking trash. All right? You got Aaron Donald, all world, all universe, right? He came in last year in the NFCCG, and he made a few plays at the end. Yeah, granted, I don't have my tackles is hurt. I got guys over there on the right side that have no idea about what it is to play the right tackle. And I got Jimmy G out there with a broken back, a shoulder, and arm. And Aaron Donald's finally making plays. But then I pointed out, and I printed out for him so he could read it. All right. Big game, right? Super Bowl 53. Aaron Donald versus Bill Belichick. Rudy, you got a set of cojones, man. I've never seen it in my life. Aaron, he looked bad in that game. So you tell me about Nick. And by the way, overall, do you know that Nick's got better stats than Aaron Donald? And you know it, Rudy. So don't come in here blowing no smoke at me and anybody else in here about how Nick Bosa folds when you ain't got a pot to piss in. Are you serious right now? Boy. But Rudy, meanwhile, thanks for thanks for that contribution, Rudy, because I got to put you in your place. You know how I do. But thanks for the contribution. You ready for some Latino heat?
And Aaron Donald is Daniel Brunskill's nephew anyway.
Ain't that the truth? You ready for some Latino heat? Mamacita. Latino heat! Latino heat! Latino heat! Emilio!
Okay, what's going on?
Hey, Emilio, man, we're still... I'm starting to get over, because, Emilio, I'm getting used to it. It's not something we should get used to. Every year to talk about, damn, missed it, just barely missed it again. We should not.
Can you already ask?
But you got to answer that. Go ahead and answer that.
No, you got
it. Because I know about don't ignore the lady boy. Because boy, I learned the hard way about that. But anyway, Emilio, I'm looking for somebody to come in and make a difference on the other side of that line. The 49ers be bringing people in. They do their job. They get everybody available that's of any good, at least, to go ahead and win on that other side. But I don't know if they're gonna do it this year. We're gonna lose some people. I'm looking for Keith Wilson. What do you think about Houston? And you got any other ideas? Darren Payne. I like Darren Payne, but man, that boy gonna want. Phil thinks of $14 million to do it. I think he needs around 18 to 20, like somebody else pointed out in the chat. That's gonna be hard to do. Man.
No, a lot of these players gonna want money. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, because he's fifth
Doesn't
year.
matter who he's
Darren's
getting.
gonna want to get paid.
Yeah, no, they're all gonna want to get paid. It's one of those things that I want to get paid. I want to make money.
That's what
We're
you play.
looking at
The
one of
football
them.
game
We're looking at
you can get taken out any different play. If you ain't got paid and guaranteed money, you just sitting up at home trying to fill out unemployment forms, So yeah.
pretty much. Pretty much. That's what you're kind of looking at.
Yeah. So, but
I don't know.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, not really. To me, I watched the draft here.
I mean, free
After
agent.
here,
I'm
man,
sorry,
see what's
free
going
agent
on.
crushes is what I'm talking
Well,
about.
either way, no, I don't really have like a choice to really pick like who I want or who we might get. I don't really have nobody like that. I just whoever's available, we get. It's just we just got to look for the best.
And make them good.
For the best, to me, like I said, right now, I think the best lineman would work as of now, and then the best offensive lineman. Once he's gone, if we're not going to pay him, we need to fix that right side.
Even Phil's giving up on
help somebody
Mobility.
for Bosa. Not to get on him too much. He does have his moments. It just he did pretty good this year. Just every time there's always the bad one, like where you look at where Purdy got hurt, maybe not his fault or not, but there was some place where he just getting tossed like a rag doll. I mean, look at what game he just looked like he was. I can't remember what game it was.
That
He
hip
just got
throw. You
tossed.
talk about the Dallas Cowboys. When what's his name
Okay, there you go. That
had
was,
him like,
I was like, it was somebody, like I said, it didn't happen more than recently. It's just, we always notice those one big plays. It's like, dude, what are you doing? You're getting pummeled over here. You're supposed to be a big, tough, strong man. You're getting tossed like a little toothpick sometimes. It's just, dude, come on. So I get it, but then there's times that he looks awesome, like a Pro Bowl player, and it's just, he's up and down. He's not really consistent. It's just, what I've noticed is Staley left, he hasn't really been that guy that's like,
yeah,
hey.
he needed. But you know what though? Do you know he's improved a few percentages every year since he came the last few years?
No, he has. But I'm just saying it's just always the situation where he's good, he's not good, he's messing up. So it's just, he's here and there, he's up and down a lot.
Yeah.
I just know at this point he's gonna look to get paid at this.
McGlinchey, yeah. He wants to stay in San Francisco. I wonder if he's serious about that. And the 49ers say, listen, Mike, here's what we want to do. We've got an excess that we can offer you. Mike, we're talking $8 million. And if you can handle that for 1 year, Mike, all I need is one more year out of you. And we'll fix that next year as we get everybody else signed. You don't want to tell him everybody else signed because that makes him less important. But you say something to him. You got to romance him, if you really want to keep him.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But then, it also goes on him. Like, we've been so close with him with the Super Bowl. He's been, been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We've been to the championship. So there's that too. You can always like, man, we've always been close, man. Just give us another year. Maybe, we might not pay you the following year, but that you always know the managers are good for that. They're always trying to find ways to sweet talk our players and make us say like, you know what, if you do this and you're here, you might not get paid here, but we'll make sure you get paid.
Yeah, and give him an incentive package this year that could take him over $14 million. Mike, you make the Pro Bowl. I don't know how they measure offensive linemen's work exactly. Pressures allowed. Yeah, pressures allowed. Sacks. If you're the best man on the poll, next second to Trent Williams, you got money coming. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So. Like I said, you just sweet talking, let them know what's up. Hey, here you go. We got you some. But for me,
I don't understand because we got a roster that needs.
I kind of want some. I just know me, I would want something new, just because he's been there so long and he's had his moments. But
continuity,
like I said,
you need the guys on the offensive line. They need to work together. Sometimes it takes offensive lines a couple of years till you really get smooth as silk. Like them Cowboys. I hate to use them, but a great example. But the Cowboys, that was one of the best offensive lines I've ever seen. Dak's first and second year, ooh, they were like a machine taking defenders out. I said, man, look at that. Damn Cowboys. They drafted first-round picks for a few years, and they finally got them to a point, but then they missed the window closed because some of those guys retired and left. Dallas! And, now they're back like everybody else.
Well, I know about all that. I think they're finna fall apart again too. I don't know what they got going on either.
Yeah, well, they don't. But I mean, the offensive line is not
so
human
now I'm
anymore.
starting to read reports that it's not the coaching, it's Dak. So now they're blaming Dak. So I don't know if he's going to be the solution that he might be going. They got to start all over with no quarterback, or and then they keep saying Zeke, he's going to be a problem too. So I don't know. I'm not really worried about.
He's a running back. His time is coming to an end.
I'm just worried about what we're going to do, what we need to do now. So I'm not really worried
I'm looking at the NFC.
After we're done, then I can worry about everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, yeah. But I'm telling you right now, you can feel pretty good about the NFC. In the NFC West, we got one competitor. The Rams ain't it. It's the Hawks. Pete Carroll will find a way to field a team. That's what he does. But then you look at the rest of the NFC, and, it's slim pickings out there. NFC East is not going to be as potent as it was last year. The Eagles are going to lose a lot of people, including coaches that were helping Hurts do the job he was doing. That defensive line, everybody's talking about how they're going to be losing people after a 70-sack season. Tampa Bay is done. Green Bay is while Aaron's out at the dark retreat. Nobody knows what's going to happen with that, but it ain't nothing nice. And I just feel good that we could come in mediocre this year, Emilio, mediocre for the 49ers, and still be dominant.
Yeah.
I said it, Rudy.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to come in mediocre. No,
I don't either, but you know.
We need, if we dominated this year like we did, and got as far as we did, we got to have a repeat of that.
We do.
We got to win our division again. Try to go 6-0 in the division. Because we still can, you think about it, possibly. Because we're going to beat the Rams, we're going to beat the Seahawks. It depends how they end up turning around. We might split with them, but
the Hawks got some high draft picks, too.
We can beat them twice. So that's already 4 wins automatically.
Yeah.
Even make it 5, 6 if
make it 5,
we have a good game against the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So that's our competitive this year for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
You got to worry about them.
Yeah. NFC East.
The Lambs are they're just in the way.
I know. Got to worry about getting injured. An injury versus the Rams would be such a bad thing because they ain't worth an injury. Emilio, did you check out the question that Anderson asked, though? You notice how we never hurt anybody?
No, yeah, that's...
Isn't that strange, though? They hurt us all the time, but we never really hurt anybody. People don't even go, I think we get out a couple of concussions. But serious injury? No. Isn't that amazing?
No, we just get the short end of the stick and just to look at it all.
I mean, I don't want to do that to the other team.
Going back. Even a couple people today, some of them might not have had on, and they're like, oh, you Niners had a good shot. I was like, too bad. I was like, yeah. I tell people it doesn't suck that we lost. It just sucks that we actually didn't get a fighting chance. That's what makes the whole thing worse.
Amen.
We didn't get a chance.
Amen.
Even if we would have lost, I would have accepted it. We didn't even have a fighting chance. It was just, we kept it close for like, 2 quarters, a quarter and a half, and then after that,
with the quarterback gone. And Johnson is not a quarterback in my book, not for prime time. So, you got no quarterback, and you're still hanging in there. Was it tied at the half or a little bit? Did it go in the third, fourth quarter? Yeah. So the Eagles.
No, not in the half, because that's when they went up 21-7 because of that damn.
They did go 21-7. But the last few minutes.
It was close for like a quarter, like halfway through the first, through the second quarter. So like I said, a quarter and a half, it was 7-7. Then they went up 14, and then that fumble happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you cannot not have any offensive and still win a ball game. It's like Tom Brady said, your ability to compete is done. So, we're going to see them next year. It's going to be pretty interesting to see that game. All right, Eagles, we're back. We got the quarterback all next. You got his mind right where he needs to be.
Where that game is, I might be flying to Philly.
I don't know.
There's 3 games I might want to go to. It's either Philly, the Commanders, or Pittsburgh. So
Pittsburgh?
Well, depending on the weather, because I'm not trying to bring it down.
That's a classic Steelers. Because the Steelers are probably going to look a little better this year than they did last year. They just need to get that quarterback acclimated to the NFL. Steelers are always going to be tough. As long as they got JJ's brother over there, CJ, boy. God, he makes all the difference in the world with that team. So that's a good game.
So we'll see what happens.
You need to go to a Hawks game so when you call in, I can laugh. Mina, you surrounded by Hawks. How'd you get in there? They left one seat for you? Because I still play that.
I've been wanting to go to those games since it's the division. It's just we play them every year, so I'm like, I'll get around to those eventually. I just rather go to the ones that it takes us a while to play.
Because the Hawks are
that's the reason I go to those ones.
Are really you have to give the Hawks one more thing I gotta give them is their fans do show up. You'll never see the 49ers will be in there. We got a large contingent of 49er fans in Seattle, but they won't overrun the stadium like we do in Dallas, Washington. A lot of the NFC East teams, Atlanta, another large 49er contingent. We got places all over the league where we just come in and just be filling up seats, So.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there. And because, three's a charm, I guess. I mean, 1, 2 strikes already, third one. You know what, though, I'm glad we didn't get to the Super Bowl and lose it, though. When we get to the Super Bowl, I want it to be clear that we've got a really good chance of winning it, So I need Brock Purdy or Trey, whoever's going to start. I want them to get a full season of real season.
Did you hear about Purdy today, I guess?
Wait a minute. What? Because there's a rumor going around already that he's not coming back till November.
Oh, you didn't hear? Yeah, well, that means you haven't heard then.
No, I haven't.
I guess Purdy's didn't get the surgery done today. He's gonna wait because he still has swelling.
He still has swelling. He was supposed to go it tomorrow anyway. He's still got swelling.
He's supposed to go tomorrow, I guess. It came out today that he's not going to go through with it. So
Paul, my apologies, fam. I thought you was messing with me. So it's gonna be Trey. For a whole.
So yeah, like I said, that's what I thought anyway. I think it's gonna be Trey anyway, just because this whole surgery thing. So that means maybe in the draft or free agency, we are gonna be looking for a backup quarterback, at least backup.
No, you have to anyway. They had to have a third quarterback regardless of whether Purdy was coming back or not. Kyle Shanahan is not going into a season without a third quarterback because there's too much to learn. So, see, this is what I'm talking about. Where our quarterbacks go down, damned well we got to get another quarterback. No matter what else, you got to get another quarterback. I'm bringing back Mullins.
Oh, hell no.
CJ.
No, I'm good.
CJ.
No. It's too hard to bring one of them back.
They may have grown up by now. They know what they're doing.
Usually when those quarterbacks are gone, they're gone. You don't really
I tell you, though, another thing, CJ's got, do you know, I don't know if you agree with me or not, CJ Beathard has one of the best deep throws in the league. He really does.
He does, but I don't know. I don't see every time he was with us, he always had a problem. I don't see what it was. He was too good, and then all of a sudden he's like getting ghost. But
he went deep. When he did deep, it was pretty. I mean, that boy would be accurate and deep. And I said, if there's anybody compare with Russell Wilson, I always consider Russell Wilson the best deep throwing quarterback in the NFL. CJ was right. That ball had height, it had range, it had velocity, and come right down. When I seen that speech to make that catch against Green Bay, and he did that a couple more times too, against Kansas City, he did it. I said, for all of CJ Beathard's problems, boy, he can launch missiles. I mean, he really can. Anyway, we'll find out who they're going to get because they're definitely going to get a third quarterback. I don't know who it's going to be. But you know what?
Yeah,
people need to brace themselves. Kyle Shanahan. I ain't trying to start no shit either. I know some people. Hey, Rob, I don't start that. You know a name I'm thinking, don't you? I'm telling you. Because now they got their back against the wall. And Jimmy's going to sit there and say, listen, I knew you guys were going to call me. Screw you. I'm not coming back.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say somebody else. You were really West Virginia.
No.
Didn't help yourself, I see.
No, but think about it.
I did think about it. It's time for him to go.
Give me another choice.
Time for him to go, Ronbo.
Next show we have, give me another choice. I'll be looking for you. We got to go, fam.
I'll
see you.
I'll give you a choice now. You might look around. It might be David Carr. Might be Carr.
David Carr?
Shanahan. It might be
David,
Carr.
baby, because Derek ain't coming.
No, it might be Derek.
Derek ain't coming to be no backup. Anyway.
You never know. He might beat out Trey Lance.
He's got to do that.
So,
but you already know who else can.
Thought, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Carr. Never really was, but you never know. Noah Shanahan. You know what? I'm going to bring him in here.
There you go. All right.
All right.
I'll see you in a bit. All right, man.
You have a good night.
You too. Right. That's Rudy with more. Did AD not close out both the Niners and the Bengals? He wasn't the only one. Like I said, you guys had a lot of help in that NFCCG. Even my own guys was helping you. So, Rudy, and against the that's why I know that Super Bowl was ours. Against the Bengals, you got over. You guys we have to set the groundwork for you guys to even be able to do anything. Brunskill will forever be known as AD's NFCG Ragdoll. Rudy, you need to go back and watch some tape. Brunskill used to handle your boy kind of often, actually. Anyway. Elvis, get in here.
Well, I'm busy.
Elvis, I'm looking to help for Nick, man. I'm telling you, I don't want to see Nick out there running the whole defensive line by himself. And I'm thinking, man, Houston's right there. That would be such a perfect plus for this 49 defensive line. And any other, because Jimmy Ward, Alshar, we got a lot of guys I think that are not going to get re-signed, if for no other reason why is for the money involved. If you're gonna do that, then make sure you're powerful at that key position in the trenches. Let me stop. What else? What are you thinking? And work Rudy all you like. Boy, Rudy's in here feeling himself today, boy. Go ahead.
Well, he needs something to do. It's lonely being a Rams fan. They're so scattered and sprinkled out. They're not as frequent. When I go around in my city, I see Niners, Raiders, and Cowboys. I don't see too many. I rarely ever see Rams fans. So
you can go on your social media and say, are
really
there any Rams fans that are in the Bay Area by any chance? And if you are, why don't you show yourself? I'd like to know, because you guys, from what we can see, we see Cowboys, a few Raiders, we even see a few Seahawks, but there's no Rams.
Yeah, right. Seahawks too, a little sprinkle here and there. Yeah. Definitely more than Rams fans.
Yeah.
I see as many Rams fans as I see Cardinal fans. Anyway.
I know this is good. I never ever see anybody run around no Cardinal stuff on. Ever. It's hilarious. They're even worse.
Right. But what I think that if Nick is really thinking about the overall team and he's not thinking about money, which is kind of hard to believe.
Yeah,
considering how his brother squeezed the life out of the Chargers,
and they still had a great
because
team.
He wants to have more players on the team. I think that's great. That shows a great deal of leadership, and that's a Niner for lifer mentality. That's a guy that I want to retire a Niner.
Yeah, he should be. You can give him spread that contract out. Give him Mahomes money. Just spread it out over 10 years. Nick, you know what? We're going to retire you right now, and your guarantee's going to be this, and we're going to extend it over a 10-year period with appreciation coming every year. We'll give you cost of living bonuses each and every year. Ooh,
right.
Yeah,
all that shit like that,
Yeah.
But it's with the draft and everything, I just hoping that we do the right thing with our picks, this time around. I would like to go through a draft and feel like just comfortable all the way through and through. It seems like we're kind of like, I'm cool. We're not like just overly excited or just really like, man, that was a really good draft. We feel, at the end of it, we still feel comfortable. We find a way to, get some positive out of the experience of it, but we still got the question, and we don't really get to see things come out in the wash until, the season is over with, and, who played, who didn't, how well or not did these guys, perform? Were we able to get what we needed to out of them? We didn't see much of, we could basically say we didn't see anything from out of Danny Gray, but there's a lot of
potential started
there.
off hot, but fizzled out.
Yeah, and then he got a little, but we see there's more promise in him than there is in Danny Gray.
I know, right?
We can, we can say that for absolutely sure.
I can agree.
But that's one guy. Yeah. But I'm thankful though we got Spencer Burford. I think is going to be a really big, a big success, and because of how much he played this year. It's learning on the fly, learning live reps, live bullets is going to be the best way. And so he got a whole season in as a rookie.
Yeah,
that's an extraordinary amount of experience for a young guy like that. So I'm looking to see him be, right up there, not at Trent Williams level, but a great, accessory to a Trent Williams. Yeah. And Aaron Banks looking much better. Thank God. Cause we was all giving it to Aaron Banks for a while. I know myself personally was. So I'm glad to see him turn things around. You know what I mean? That's what we need. We have high expectations. He's Notre Dame. He's the earlier pick, so we should be able to have those kind of expectations.
Mhm.
And hell, I would like for him to even outperform, Mike McGlinchey, even though Mike, as does well in one aspect of the game, but for some reason we're seeing his ass getting flipped and turned and pushed over and rolled over, and he's getting,
Mika, man, I thought I was watching
he's getting hands,
MMA
he's getting hands
match.
and feet put on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say, but he's really getting hands put on him. He's looking like he's looking like the lady with the wrong guy, if you will.
Yeah, he's definitely got some improvement. But he's actually gotten better. I looked at some numbers of what he improved in over the last 4 years. I said, well, you know what? There were some years we were yelling at Mike McGlinchey louder than we were this year. I mean,
yeah.
So he must have improved a little.
I think, and a lot of it had to do. I think he had more flags and he had more disappointing plays. But the problem is when he did mess up in the game, they were at the wrong time.
I know, it's his timing.
It was like fourth, and the closing moments of the game, the possessions where we needed to have X, Y, Z, but we didn't get it because Mike, missed the block. He got mowed over. It was a penalty, and then but what we got out of the season though was still really, I'm overly impressed, and I expected us to get 12, 13 wins. But after when that 3 or 4 start happened, I was like, well, as a lot of us did. But it's just, we just need to make sure that we hit right in this draft. We definitely need to bolster up the offensive line. I would say get 2 offensive linemen minimum. Hopefully there are some worthy acquisitions that we can get out of there.
Yeah, I'm using all 3 of them.
That's why I said minimum. Yeah, that's why I said minimum. We need to get 2 offensive linemen for sure, some good guys. I don't know about Colton McKivitz. I don't know what's going to happen with him, if they're going to try and work him in at tackle and try to, address in the drafts maybe some other positions or what have you. Still kind of wish we would, be keeping Jimmy. I heard that he's still, not opposed to staying with us, but I know the money's a little funny. Even with the salary cap and stuff going up, there's a lot of things that we got to do and delegate those funds.
And there's going to be a little argument about that. But Jimmy's the best man in the slot we got.
I don't understand why he has so much of a problem with playing the slot.
Jimmy's. I'm getting old. I need to play where I'm happy, y'all. Coach, I'm gonna play. Put me in. Let me play safety.
He's just comfortable.
Well, you want to sit on the bench?
Yeah,
made Jimmy so bad.
He
put him on. He put him on. Oh my God! He put him on his social media. Put him on blast. I said, "Oh, Jimmy, why? Oh, that's it. You ain't coming back now."
Yeah. No, you can't. Yeah, you can't show up the head coach. So I think you're right about that. And it is what it is. Still got a lot of love for everything that Jimmy did. He turned down the Raiders for more money to stay with us.
Phillies.
And so,
I thought there was Eagles too.
Maybe
I
don't know about that.
I thought it was Eagles, but yeah.
It was the Raiders that offered him more money than us. And
but see, that's a Niner for life, like you say, though. The man that would turn down money to stay with your club, he loves your club. Don't abuse him, Kyle. Just so your importance to me is your skills, Jimmy. Can I please just get you to help me? I know you want, but it's about the team. Help me help your team. I need you to play safety. If I don't have any other alternative, I need you in the slot. Kyle's got to learn how to talk to his players. He's supposed to be a player's coach. Talk to him, Kyle. Don't piss him off. He was in a bad mood. I figured Jimmy walked up on him in a bad mood. And let's face it, we were all in a bad mood. But that same time that Jimmy asked him about that, that was not a good time for Jimmy to approach him on that anyway.
Yeah. And he's the longest tenure Niner that we had on team and stuff like that. So it'll be kind of like, just be a little bitterness with that, you know what I mean? And him not being able to be with us anymore. But, always going to have love for Jimmy, whether he's here or not. I think Gibb had something to offer, and he was limited to safety because he couldn't play corner. He wouldn't have been able to do what Jimmy could do. So they had to try to make it work.
Yeah.
You got quality guys here. Jimmy, you're more, he's more of a utility. He can do more.
Yeah.
Gibb wouldn't have been able to do shit at a corner position and stuff like that. So that's just that speaks volumes though to Jimmy, like I said before. So,
but that's why he can't get mad. You're the one with all the talent. You actually are
Exactly.
the most complete defender we have on the field. There's several things you can do. We don't have another guy who can do that. You're the guy. Yeah,
Period.
I don't know. Can't you let me talk to these guys, and I'll get their minds straight. You don't say things that you want to sit on the bench. Why would you say that? That's not you don't need to say that. That's a wrong thing to say.
Yeah. Yeah, Kyle's an asshole.
Man,
Well,
that
we
was
know
bad.
that.
Oh,
He's an asshole. You know,
so,
thank God Jimmy's reserved and stuff. Even though he got some spunk to him.
yeah, that's
He could
OBJ.
he could have got all on Kyle, and that could have been blown out of
Ugly.
proportion. But he handled himself like a man. So shout out to him, man.
Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna be good though.
'Cause,
We're gonna be good. We just got to hit in the draft.
Yeah. Well, they always do. And we got late round picks. And you're on the 49ers hour with them late rounds. Well, 49ers, I don't know who's on the scouting crew. Boy, they got some eyes. Man, they got some eyes for talent.
Yeah. And thank God I don't hear anything about Adam Peters and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't want to hear nothing about Adam Peters leaving. We need to keep all of those guys together, and so we can keep continuing to hit on these different pieces and stuff in the draft as we have the past few years. So I'm wondering still what they're going to do with that with John and Adam Peters. I know maybe Adam Peters is comfortable like Kocurek is in being in his position and what he's at. It's like, if you're making good money, you're in a great environment, you love your job, you don't necessarily have to go
to a high stress situation. Absolutely.
You don't need to leave it. Yeah, don't put yourself in that situation if it's unnecessary. And at some point, things are going to open up. John's not going to want to be a general manager forever. You know what I mean?
He'll want to go to the booth sometime. But he loves what he's doing right now. You give Peters a new position like they keep doing every year, and that constitutes a raise in itself. So maybe they'll continue doing that trend. He's already vice president or vice GM, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think when John gets a ring, he'll probably step down and back on up, and then
I don't know. I
mean, that's what I would assume.
Yeah,
I
could be right.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Him and Kyle have a job to finish. If it takes 4 or 5 years, and Jed's right with him, because as long as we remain competitive, Jed York is not going to fire those guys. People got to know. Neither one. Jalen's right. No, hell no. But Jalen, I know what you're saying, but as long as we're competitive, we could be like the Rams. Other teams that have no shot. But these guys, they keep rolling along, and sooner or later they're going to get over that edge. People don't know. A lot of youngsters don't know. But Madden went forever with the Raiders killing teams, just killing them. But the Steelers and Dolphins always turned them away. So that's going to be us. I think at some point soon, once we start rolling, we're going to take over. And we'll have, before Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch leave, we will talk about 8 rings. I can feel that.
Yeah. I mean, I see that for us, and we should have 3 of them right now. So hopefully we're getting closer to that taste. You know what I mean? Because we're more than deserving of it. We got the pieces, we got everything in order. So
yep.
We just
the organization is tight. That's the bottom line right there, Ellis. Our organization is tough. You got football guys in there, Kocurek. You got Kyle. You got Lynch, Hall of Fame. I mean, these are guys. Peters. The organization, fiber for fiber, is tight. That's as strong a fabric as you're going to find. So I like it.
Yeah. Lastly, before I go, Ronbo, just I was going to say, with the new coach Wilkes that we got in the second, and he's a secondary specialist. I wonder if it's going to reverse with D'Amico being a linebacker and him being as great as he was, and how amazingly stellar our linebacking crew was being under him. How if that's going to reverse where our linebackers are going to still remain solid, but then is that going to now fall on into the secondary? Is the secondary going to take it up a notch? I think that would be just absolutely perfect for us to get that next level of elevation in the secondary.
And you got Kocurek,
room and stuff like that.
Ellis, you know it's the perfect scenario. This is the perfect storm, right? Because you don't have to teach Dre and Fred not a damn thing. They know exactly what they're doing out there at all times. But now you're going to get a secondary that's going to be brought up to higher speed. Kocurek is going to take care of that defensive line. The 49ers defense could be the best we've ever seen in the entire history of this franchise. Watch and see. I can see it already. Man.
I can't wait, fam.
Ooh.
I can't wait, fam.
Ellis, tell you
Peace
what,
and love,
I'm
man.
gonna tell you what.
Thank you.
Let's see you in a few days, and
Yes,
shout out
sir.
to that squad. Love them so much, and y'all have a great night.
Yes, sir, man. We love you, fam. Thank you for the platform
Thanks,
as
Ellis.
always, man. And
Yeah.
thank you, production. Shout out to the family, the faithful out there, man. Much love to all y'all. Hit that like, subscribe. You know where you at. Wipe your feet, and on to the next one, y'all.
There
Peace.
you go. Thanks, Ellis. Night, Phil.
Thank you. Peace.
Rudy. I feel sorry for the little fella. You know, the thing is about Rudy, he's a Rams fan. We have to let's just don't get mad at him. Rudy says Niner fans out strong pre-playoffs, then poof, nothing. Cute, Rudy. That's really cute. Enjoyed that. Hey, Don.
Okay, what's up, Ronbo?
Don, we're sitting here looking ahead to the future, one that has a bright future. Unlike some other clubs around the NFC West. So, we just like to make one more, and it's kind of to the point now. We're just looking for overkill, because I figure Nick Bosa is not going to be contained. So if you got somebody on the other side that really does bring brute force and experience, so we can also train Drake Jackson, a guy like Justin Houston. Or if we could get lucky and bring Jerron Payne and put him in the middle, it would be nice. But the 49ers defensive front is already ridiculous. And that would make it just absurd. And then, it would just be fun to watch that machine work. And maybe asking for too much. And maybe we're getting greedy as far as bodies. But, it's a dream. It's my dream free agent pickup. We don't have any money. So, but Don, how do you address this issue?
Well, I do believe that we are like maybe one or two moves away from really, taking it all. And the secondary, honestly, to me, is the point of emphasis. I was just looking at some of the free agents that were on board, that were out there, and some of them, I think they'll probably be out of our price range. That's the problem. One was Patrick Peterson, I think, from Minnesota.
Is
I
he
think
out
he's
already?
one of the premier. Yep,
Peterson's
he's a
getting
free
little-
agent.
He's a little long in the tooth now.
Yeah, that's my issue, though. Yeah,
But you can
that
get
some
him
of these guys
just
are,
for that reason. Patrick's not going to
Mhm.
be expensive because he just wants to probably
Mhm.
continue to play.
And it also said that James Bradbury was up there too, but I already know what Debo said. I already know what Debo said.
I wonder why Philly said goodbye. Hey, Don, can you see Bradbury checking the locker room and Debo walks in a little late? He didn't hear. Yeah. Hey, what you doing in here, man? I'm on your team. Say what? Who told you that? You must have made a wrong turn. You need to take 101 and you try to get back to Philly? I can see. You know what? That would be a problem. I really think, because Debo said nasty things about him on networks and podcasts.
Mhm.
Just trash.
Yeah.
Hey, Debo, man, I know
But
you
did
call
he
me
not tell
trash,
the
man, but
truth?
you know what? You can teach me some things. And maybe he comes in diplomatic. I don't know. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was. I know. There's another guy on here. Was it Marcus
Bradbury.
Peters from Baltimore? But I think he's up there too, though. At one
Well,
point, he was really good, though.
He
I
really
remember
was.
when he played for the Rams, and then when they traded him to Baltimore,
He was
like
still
the
good.
first or second year.
Yeah, he gets hurt.
Mhm.
He gets
So-
seriously hurt a lot. That's the only reason why
But
he
that-
hasn't done
yeah.
everything he could be doing. But Marcus Peters, I like him. I always did like him. I wanted him that year that we picked up
Mhm.
somebody. We picked up Armstead, and I wanted Peters, and he got picked up next. I was hot. He says, "Oh, we could have Marcus Peters." But I didn't know who Armstead. I just knew Armstead was a defensive lineman, and that was during the days when we got defensive linemen every year because I didn't know what the 49ers were doing. They were building a frontline defense in the way that you should. But I wasn't ready for that. I wanted Marcus Peters. But yeah, Marcus Peters, I would take him.
I know. Well, it is going to depend on what our new defensive coordinator is going to want. Since the last guy said, he is a secondary specialist,
And he knows.
so I
who to pick up.
assume that's what we're going to be talking to him of who he thinks would fit this squad really well, and who he thinks he can mold with that secondary group that we have. So, I mean, I see that Mosley is a free agent, one of ours, and I don't know if they'll sign him back. I mean, it was sad that he got hurt that game at the Panthers game.
Depending on how healthy he is, I don't know how well he's coming along or where he is on his rehab. But they kind of said that they were going to re-sign him. Kyle actually said, I don't know, but Kyle's not making the last decision on that, I guess.
Yeah, because he doesn't get hurt that much. Well, it's just that field they were playing on. Yeah,
he always tends to hurt his ankles, and he gets pulled calves a lot, or not calves, but hamstrings go out a lot. But a lot of guys have that problem. So you're not getting any better by going to the next guy to have the same problem. So if you're going to have a guy of Mosley's caliber out there, and you just roll the dice and hopefully he makes it, I'll take Mosley. I ain't got no problem with that. I'm hoping they do sign him. I agree.
And the other guy I see here, it's a name that it's a familiar name I've heard. Is it Cameron Sutton or Cam Sutton? He's from Pittsburgh. I can't remember if he was good, though. I can't remember.
What that name? What position does he play? Is he a corner?
He's a corner. Yeah, he's a corner.
What is it about him that appeals to you, though? I'm not familiar with him. I didn't pay much attention.
I think because my brother watches football with me as well, and I think there was a few games we watched that Pittsburgh was playing, and I think Cam Sutton actually showed up some highlights during those games that we saw. That he was, I don't know about interceptions wise, but like he really made sure the ball did not get into the receiver's hand.
He's available now? He's an FA?
Yes, it says right here he's available.
All right. Well, if he's available, you got to take a look at these guys. A lot of these guys are going to get called in the 49ers headquarters anyway. It's just a matter of who they keep and who they let go or say goodbye to, and thanks for coming. So, yeah.
That's true. And plus, it doesn't hurt to try and restructure some contracts, to create more cap space if we can.
Yeah, we've already restructured everybody at least once last year. Was the last. I don't know if there's anybody else left.
We didn't restructure Armstead yet, did we?
I can't remember. It seems like
because I think he's the one that I'm hearing the most.
Yeah, well, if he's the only one left, you're probably right. I think, maybe.
Because I think Trent Williams was done.
He's not going to mind getting a couple more years. I think Trent was one of the first guys to get restructured, wasn't he? I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I know. I think that's when we actually first signed him to that big extension. Yeah, when he came with us. Yeah.
Hey, since you guys are watching the Steelers, is Akella Witherspoon? Is he available again?
Spoon. Witherspoon?
Yeah, Spoon got better after he left us, like a lot of players do. And
he did it. And I remember he didn't want to leave too. He felt like he had
enough to earn a spot. He's learning.
But unfortunately we didn't. But I can tell, he's learned a lot since he left. But I don't. It doesn't show that he's a free agent either. So I'm thinking they kind of.
Well, I said he learned a lot. The Steelers would probably say, well, he's not going anywhere, so you guys might as well stop talking about him. Spoon got better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's true. I think I read the other day that Ward got voided or something like that. Jimmy Ward.
Yeah, he's got a void in his contract. That void's been on his contract for a number of years. I don't know when the date was. I think you might be right. He might have got voided. I think that void date has already arrived. Now Jimmy's really got to go on social media and talk about Kyle if that's the case. I read about that void date. I forgot which day it is. Has it occurred? Is this void date already hit?
Yeah, because it says right here he's a free agent already.
Void, yeah. Void were prohibited by Kyle Shanahan. Jimmy, I'm still a little mad about Don, I don't really appreciate the way Kyle talked to him. This guy's been doing a number for me for years. He's been doing good work. He's not got these huge accolades of a lot of picks and all that stuff. But Jimmy is so solid and steady, man. He rarely, if ever, fails to make a tackle. You don't get a lot of. He doesn't get beat on plays. You can count the times on one hand during the course of a season where you see Jimmy Ward get beat. You know, man, he just said, "I want to play safety, coach." Well, you want to play the bench, coach? You know, Gibson's not going to. He's thinking about retiring. Are they going to talk him back and playing center field? I think Kyle handled that wrong. You know, maybe I could talk Ward into staying with us, but you get less money playing a slot than you do playing a safety. If I'm Kyle and John, I said, listen, Jimmy, don't worry about you are safety / corner, okay? Jesus Christ, my dude, you get paid more money than a safety, right? Calm down. You can work that out.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. I was hearing that someone was going to retire from our group, and you just said that it was Gibson, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So, and I don't know why they have to go through these issues with Jimmy Ward right now, but to me, he is a safety, and the way he played though, when I don't know if he was playing nickel or something like that.
Yeah, he was.
But
that's what he was playing.
That play where you spotted the ball being out on Devontae Smith, where he dropped it, but somehow they still didn't call that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Ward has eyes like nothing.
Yeah, they bring that up. And then the next week, again, in the Super Bowl, they're going to look at all angles this time, not like last week. Oh, good thing to say. My God, that could have been a pivotal point of the game for the 49ers. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Don, we're going to go. I mean, I tell you what, I'll look for you in a few days. I'm not sure exactly when we'll be back. We'll be back soon. We do all season long, so free agency, I hope I'm back. All right, Don. Appreciate you.
All right, well, yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful and everyone that tunes into you, man. You do really good out there. All right.
Thanks,
have a good night.
You too, fam. Night.
Night.
Okay. Let's go check out Tony. Tony.
Hey, Ronbo. How are you, brother?
Tony, I'm doing okay. I knew as soon as I started talking bad about Kyle and how he handles things, I'd probably say, Tony should be in any moment now. Tony, hey, you know what, Tony, the funny thing is, we're also talking about that big guy out of Sydney. Is he out of Sydney that gave Nick all he
Jordan Mailata.
Yeah, my God. I said, because as Tony and I've already talked about, there needed to be more scouting going on out in that area, all the way from Australia to New Zealand, any other place in around, any of those island areas where guys are playing in the rugby leagues. Take a look. Those guys are big, but they're not only just big, they're agile, they're fast. I mean, that's why Nick had his hands full. My God, I ain't surprised.
Well, you guys America, when I say you guys, bought, I don't know, Samoa.
Right?
Now they call it American Samoa. Right?
They got.
Have a
they
look
play
at
in the rugby leagues too, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do. So you have a look at, say, Samoa versus Tonga.
Oh,
in a rugby league match. And if you can't pick, some 6'4" running backs that would eat Derrick Henry for breakfast.
Oh. And don't bother.
Come on, man. It's not.
You don't even have to give them pads. If anything, you tell the other players on the other team they may want to pad up extra because those guys come down running through down the field.
You don't even have to give them helmets, Ronbo.
I've known Samoans. I've always been intrigued by how big they can get. God, and it ain't fat.
This is not This is not an insult to the people.
No,
because they're great people.
They're
now, what I'm
blessed.
about to say next, right?
Yeah.
This is not an insult to the people. They're great people. I have a lot of friends that are like that.
Mm-hmm.
But over here in Australia, we call them coconuts,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I'll tell you why.
They're in the tropics.
Because a coconut is hard to crack, right?
Oh yeah.
So the rule is if you're going to have a fight with a Samoan or a Tongan or one of those people,
you need to make another decision.
never, ever, ever go and try and punch him in the head because you will break your hand. All right? Their heads are like concrete blocks. I don't know why, but if you hit a Samoan or something with a fence paling and break it off his head, he would just stand there, look at you and say,
"What was that?
You are now dead."
Tony, I had some friends, Samoan friends in San Francisco area, that every now and then, if there's 4 or 5 guys together, we've been having fun. I understand we're kids. They would like take turns punching headlights out. Tony, you know how thick the glass is on a car's headlight? And I'm watching them do this, and they're just laughing it up, and we're running down the street because, we were wrong. I admit, but the thing is, I'm laughing because, dude, let me see your hand. Let me see your hand. What, bruh? There's no blood. There's no scratch.
No.
And
these boys are tough, man.
And all through high school, you saw them playing football. They were the best on the field. Now, skills-wise, they were going to go out and catch passes for you, or they weren't a lot of quarterbacks. But you look at Tua, and now that's changing. They're great athletes, period.
Yeah, they are. And they've got a lot of stamina, too. Because, like, I don't know. My belief system is that for fitness of players, running backs, receivers and things like this, I believe they should get some rugby league people down there because we play 40 minutes each half, and there's no walking off, there's no offense, there's no defense.
Super conditioning.
It's just smack after hit for 40 minutes. And tackling-wise, just to give you an idea.
Tackling. That's
all right. One team collectively will do over 300 tackles in one game.
And there'll be technique tackles. I mean, that's why when we see what we see from Mitch Wisnowski, that's not an accident. When you saw what you saw from Jared Hayne, when you see from 2 Aussies can do that, see, that's the way they learned. That's what I wish we could incorporate in the NFL. Show people how to tackle.
Yeah, well, you can get a tackling coach. You don't have to pay them much. Aussies are cheap, man. Yeah. They'll just treat it like a holiday.
Should think about that, and you don't even have to lowball them on the price. Pay them, but let it be.
And you said it.
Go ahead.
You said it a couple of shows ago. We have wrestling coaches in the football teams, all right? Because especially for the linemen, you mentioned sumo wrestling, right?
Yeah.
And
balance.
When you learn the point, like it's like in martial arts when the teacher teaches you Ronbo. If you're standing with your feet side by side,
you're going down.
Doesn't matter how far you spread them apart. One push and you're falling over. But if you stand with one foot behind the other on a diagonal, you can't be pushed. So the point of, using the other player's weight against them and things like that.
Mike McGlinchey. Okay.
They've actually outlawed certain tackles over here because the wrestling coaches have taught them how to grab them and press their chest on top of, behind their head and push their head towards the sternum, towards your chest. And that they call that a crusher tackle to get the bit.
You got his body in a position where you got all the momentum driving him down, and there's nothing he can do about it.
That's right. So it's a big thing over here, wrestling coaches in the thing. And I think it fits the NFL like a glove, but they just won't do it.
It's just.
But anyway.
No, that's true. I
our
want
team.
to see that change. Michael McGlinchey needs to work with some MMA.
No.
Well, I mean, if he comes back, you know. Hey, yeah, you know, Tony, even Phil, who was actually thinking, well, what are you gonna do? You gonna get a new guy? Even Phil came in today. I don't think McGlinchey's coming back because he's gonna price himself out. 49ers aren't gonna be willing to pay Mike McGlinchey market rates.
I'm worried about Jimmy Ward because Jimmy Ward never deserved to be disrespected like that.
Yeah. I don't know what he was thinking. I wish Kyle would call him and apologize. Listen, I was having a bad day, Jimmy. Can we talk? You know, I know you got voided today, but that means nothing. So, let's talk.
Because you get Jimmy Ward, E-Man, and Jimmy Garoppolo over there at the Raiders.
The Raiders all of a sudden become a different team now.
Exactly.
Vegas says it's Garoppolo to Vegas, it looks like.
We don't know, brother, but the only place I think we
McDaniels
need to concentrate is on the O-line. We need a couple of pass rushers. We need some guards. Maybe, I don't know, what have we got in the reserves in regards to
I don't know
receivers? I mean, they haven't been shown.
Hey, that's a good question.
Running backs, what I'd say with.
We always can find running backs somehow. But wide receivers, you know what? I don't know who the reserves are. We
got rid of the fastest man in the NFL.
Well, he says
that
he is.
Raheem Mostert.
Oh, I thought you talked about.
No, Tyreek Hill, the fastest he's ever run was 22 point something miles an hour.
But you know what? Tony, look for it. It's coming up any time now because this is the time of year when Tyreek starts talking trash and taking people on and making big money bets he's not going to pay. Tyreek does this every year, but he never delivers. Anybody wants to race him, he never does it. God, he kills me doing that to draw attention. But yeah, we saw, and also with the Hawks, we saw our old speedster over there too. But I don't know.
You know what's funny?
Who? What?
When we get rid of these people, okay, they go to other teams, and like Jet McKinnon, they never get injured again.
And do good job. Jet McKinnon was instrumental in the Chiefs' drive down the stretch. And
did you
see
that block that he put in the Super Bowl?
Jet McKinnon. That's why when people said, "Let's get rid of McKinnon," when he was trying to rehab. I said, you know what? I just want to see what he looks like before we say goodbye to him. And sure enough, I knew that all he is a darker complexion of Christian McCaffrey. That's what Kyle got him for. That's why Kyle went and got Christian McCaffrey, because he's always wanted that kind of back, the one that can do a lot of things. You're check down. You can go out you can run routes. McKinnon can run routes like a receiver, as can McCaffrey. He can run between the tackles. They can do anything and everything. They add whatever dimension you need to your offense, they'll put it in there. And if 49ers are already being stacked offensively, then you get McCaffrey. Then you get McKinnon. Now who's going to stop you? No damn body. Look at the Chiefs.
And we got rid of D-Buck for
no mistake.
Javon
Kinlaw.
No, we got rid of D-Buck for Kinlaw, and that worries me a little bit because DeForest Buckner never got injured. He was an absolute beast with Armstead. How we used to call them the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
But I don't know what these guys are. They have made a few mistakes along the way, you know what I mean? But I'm not giving up on Kinlaw just yet, because
he's coming back.
The same thing's going to happen with Kinlaw as happened with McKinnon and Breeder and everybody else. He'll go somewhere else. He'll go somewhere else and turn into a beast.
And it'll be probably against us. They'll come in and just have a premier game. Well, Javon Kinlaw's become unstoppable this game. The 49ers have done all they could. They've double-teamed him, everything else. He's got 2 sacks so far. We're only in the third quarter. And he's got several different pressures. And you already hear what's going on in the booth, right? Jesus Christ. Yeah. And what did we say back in 2022? Get rid of Kinlaw. And now look what. He's getting rid of us. You're right.
My suspicious feeling, Ronbo, is that they brought him back too early in a desperation move.
And
the 49ers have been known to do that with their injured players, which is why they keep re-injuring them all the time. So
Elijah Mitchell should have never been brought back this year.
Let's see this offseason what happens with Kinlaw, and he gets all that time to recover again. Let's see how he comes back. He might come back. He might come good, but knees are always.
It's a degenerating thing from what they're saying. That knee is going to continue to deteriorate, and I don't know what that means, but they tried to rebuild it last offseason, but he probably needed to take the entire year off. And you know how it is in the NFL. We don't have time for you to take the entire year off. You're a first-round pick. Your contract's going to run out soon. Nobody's talking about his fifth-year option yet, except for the media, but the 49ers haven't said a word yet. But it's already being predicted that he will not. They will not pick up that fifth-year option. And so they're going to leave the poor kid hanging. He's a special case to me. I feel sorry for him, how his life has been. But you can't do that. But I do, because I feel he's really had a hard life. This was his ticket out.
Yes.
And he's got that knee issue. And I really wish he could find a way out of the woods and get this done. Damn it. Really,
but you know how we do with the media every year, Ronbo? We always listen to the media and we get screwed as fans.
I know. And they troll us because they know the 49ers. I think they think we're gullible, so they just throw anything. But they had the Patriots going after Debo the other day. And I just looked at that and said, good Lord. I guess they think we're just a bunch of idiots. You know what? This is just an insult to our intelligence. Why do you guys put this out there? Well, 98.5 in Boston is reporting that there's been some sniffing around Debo. So what? Guys, that's inconclusive. There's probably a lot of teams sniffing around to see if they can get Debo. It ain't happening. Stop printing this stuff up. God. That's it. But they got clicks. I clicked it. I imagine other people did
That's
too.
right. That's exactly why they did it, because they got to stir the pot. And who better to do it with? The 49ers every year.
We get pissed off real quick and easy, right?
Yeah, and we go believe them, and then everything goes 360 degrees the other way and go, shit, we've been had again. And we didn't even learn from it last year.
Some reporters ought to be afraid to do that because a lot of us go after the reporters. You know the guy at the NFL Network, the guy who does the fantasy thing? He actually apologized to the entire fan base and asked that when we do leave remarks on his Twitter page, that his family reads those tweets and please, I'm sorry for what I said. We brought him to his knees, Tony.
Well, they need to be held accountable.
They do, well, that's why these guys doing this, they better have a burner account or something. Don't do that. Oh, man.
There's nothing wrong with being wrong. You know what I mean? We're human. We're not robots. But, coming out and apologizing, well, that's even more ballsy, and I'll give the man 10 points for doing it.
He's been nice with those predictions every year since then, because that was the year because he's a Chicago Bears fan. He had his Bears doing a great job. And the 49ers would win 2 to 3 games that year. Oh, he was meat. Every time we won a game, we were all over him. Oh, what is that guy's name right now? He's a big comedian over there in the fantasy on NFL Network.
And the number one story at 49ers for next season is going to be the quarterback controversy.
Well, maybe not.
Who's going to start?
Now, I understand that Brock's, that arm is still swollen up. They can't get in there and go to work on it, right? So he's going to have to reschedule. I saw it, but it's been reconfirmed. That arm is still swollen. He's not going in for surgery tomorrow, which would have put him on schedule to make camp. Now he might not be in until season's already a month over. So the 49ers are on
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is
that,
Trey hasn't played any games. This guy's won 7 in a row. He's undefeated because I don't count that game where he hurt his arm as a defeat because he didn't play the whole game.
No, he never lost the game.
All right? And they're going to lap that up and take it and wrap it up and bowl it to everyone like a bowling ball.
And poor Trey, every miscue he has is going to get amplified. They're going to tear him up. Well, the 49ers are going to see if they can get along with Trey Lance the best they can until Brock Purdy returns to the field. You already see it coming. You know, any and every mistake Trey makes is going to be amplified a lot like Jimmy. Jimmy could go 13 for 14. But as soon as that 15th pass came and he made a mistake, oh, he's trash. He's blah, 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 get out of here. Trey's in for that next. And I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, but Jimmy didn't give a rat's ass what the media says.
But Trey's sensitive,
right?
And he will.
And
you're true
that's
about
what
Jimmy.
Yeah, that's what good athletes do. They don't give a rat's ass about what the media says. Yeah. So then
or the
it's
fans.
Just even more motivation to prove them wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hope he does that. No, he deserves a shot.
Yeah, we're going to see. Trey's he's determined, and he's going to know he's going to be dependent on. They've got to get him up to speed on some things, though, and they got to work hard with him going into the season. I want to see psychologically how he comes back from that foot injury. But, yeah, we got no Purdy coming back until November. Hopefully, if there's because if that elbow won't stop swelling, I can't believe it's still swollen. Wow, that must have been bad. Anyway.
Well, I don't know what they do here, Ronbo, in America. In Australia, if the person gets injured, they get glad wrap or cling wrap. I don't know what you guys call it, cling wrap.
Cellophane.
And the player, as soon as the player comes off, Purdy would have had a big, massive bag of ice strapped to his elbow, cling wrapped to his arm, straight away. They don't do it here. I've never seen them do it.
I don't know what's going on. They do it in the NBA, actually, what you're talking about. Baseball players. I don't know what's going on with that.
Get the swelling going immediately as soon as the injury happens.
It may have went down and went back up, but depending on how severe that injury is, and I guess, wow. Tony, looks like we're getting called on this. I'll be back in a few days, and looking forward to hearing from you, as I always do.
All right, brother.
All right.
Shout out to everybody, and see you in the next chapter.
And I'm looking forward to it, Tony. Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
It was Tony. Tony should be actually. The 49ers need to hire Tony since he's so adaptive to the NFL to look around the Australia area. Give him a budget. Let him look around the entire area. I bet you Tony could send the 49ers some incredible prospects out of that area. Hey, Tony.
Rambo.
Tony.
Check out my comments in the
chat. You know what? I stopped the chat because Rudy was making me tired. It's not even rolling now. You know, Tony, I'll go back and look at that. Who are you working on?
Rudy, but he done left the chat, Ronbo. We done ran him out.
Rudy, don't go away, man. Just go away.
Yes, sir. Hey, Ronbo, I sent you a link. It's a Falcon link, but it's got 100 listed free agents by position. I sent it to you yesterday on your Ronbo Sports.
Okay. Did you send it on Twitter?
Not on Twitter, on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I sent it by email.
Okay, I'll go check that.
Yeah,
okay.
It's got the 100 listed free agents. It starts with the quarterbacks, running backs, receivers. It's got a lot of information in there. And you can go in there and look at it so you can see who the free agents are.
Because, a lot of people are saying, you know what, we could pick up Mariota. And, I actually don't have a problem with that. If you guys aren't going to keep him.
Taylor Heineke will be better for you guys if we don't get him.
Yeah, but that's style he plays. That's true, huh? He's more Kyle's style, actually, isn't he? I agree. I can't believe Washington's going to let him loose. Who does Washington come to start?
I don't know, because they're going to release
Wentz.
What's that guy's name?
Wentz.
The guy
Carson.
Yeah, they're going to release him too.
Yeah, and they said it a long time ago too. A couple of weeks ago. I mean, before the Super Bowl's over, I think.
They're going to. I think they're going to draft the quarterback because they drafted Sam Howell out of North Carolina. He played at the end of the year. I think that's going to be their starter. So they're starting over.
Oh, they're not going to draft one then. They're going to go ahead and see if Howell can advance.
Yeah, and they're probably going to sign a backup because my main targets, I like Jacoby Brissett or Taylor Heineke as our backup for Desmond Ridder. That's what I like.
Yeah, because what's his name? Bridgewater. Bridgewater is getting stretched out nowadays more than everybody else who's got injury problems as a quarterback. You know.
Yeah.
So
But,
I
it's
still
a
want
lot of good free agents there.
I still want Fitzpatrick though. We could talk him out of
He's retired.
retirement. Come on, Fitz. You know you want to play a
Yeah.
little bit more football.
Yeah, well, throw a little
Like
extra
him.
gravy his way, I'm playing San Francisco.
Well, he's having
But
fun
yeah,
in the booth. So anyway.
Yeah, it's been kind of quiet on the home front, Been hearing Ronbo. I heard the funniest thing. This Jake Asman. You ever heard of Jake Asman
No.
for the New York Jets? Well,
I've heard something rumbles
PW
coming out of New York. What are you referring to?
No, this is a joke. This is funny.
Oh,
They were talking about Aaron Rodgers.
okay.
So I saw his podcast was on live, so I just turned it on just to listen to it a little bit.
At the dark
He said
retreat.
he was talking about Aaron Rodgers. He said Aaron Rodgers is misunderstood. He said, "Oh, wait a minute, guys! Breaking news: we're about to go live to Aaron Rodgers' dark cave,
Dark
and then
retreat.
his whole podcast went black for about 20 seconds."
Did they
That
have
was
voices
hilarious.
coming out of the? Did they have voices coming out of the darkness?
No, it was nothing. It was just black for 20 seconds. I thought it was hilarious. They called me over.
I mean, it's Saturday Night Live material. I mean, they really should. Like, we're live here with Aaron Rodgers. As you know, Aaron has went to a dark retreat in order to make some decisions for his upcoming season. Walk in there. Hey, Aaron, you okay? Aaron, I can't see you. Where are you? Oh, don't worry about it. Just go ahead. What do you want? Aaron, we want to know: is this making any difference? Are you able to draw any conclusions with your future? Well, you're not in the circle, and if you're not in my circle, I don't even know how you got in here. But I've got nothing
like
to
him.
report.
Yeah.
Tony, I'm telling you right now, Aaron Rodgers. I've known guys like this. He's doing drugs. I'm not sure which one he's doing, but Aaron is definitely either smoking heavy or he's doing something else. Aaron Rodgers is too weirdly laid back. His situation, I understand he doesn't have to make any decisions, so he's not under a lot of pressure or duress. But stop tripping. Just talk normal for at least one day about this situation and let people get on with their lives. Devontae's over in Raiderville now because of that. You're messing with people's minds. Why do you do that?
Yeah. Well, he's always talked about Rudy's back in the chat now. He's back. He's always talked about after a win or a loss, he's going to have a glass of scotch and this and that. And he's been with some nice looking Hollywood stars. It's Olivia Nunn, 3 years.
He's
Danica
Aaron
Patrick.
Rodgers. Yeah.
Yeah, and he broke up with him, but
He's having a good time. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Aaron, when it comes to your professional, man, dudes are depending on what you're going to do next. Now, Devontae wasn't probably in a hurry to go to the Raiders, even though he did like Derek Carr. But Derek Carr has since vacated. And now you're sitting back laughing, but well, he wanted to be with another Hall of Famer. I know, because you know how Aaron is. Aaron's really good. He's kind of an asshole when you think about it, Because some of the things he does and says and screwing people,
Yeah.
And they want to move on from him anyway. The Jets are going to get him.
Yep. Well, those free agents, Ronbo, I'm pulling up to that site now. And let me see, Derek Carr, Lamar Jackson, we already know that, Geno Smith. They're talking about franchising Daniel Jones. They can have him. I don't want to.
45 mil I saw under his name. 45 mil. Is he 45
that's
mil?
highway robbery. Yep. Here you go. Baker Mayfield, Jimmy Garoppolo, Teddy Bridgewater. Here's one, Ronbo, that's free. Andy Dalton's a free agent.
Yeah, I think the 49ers might consider. I think they talked him 2 or 3 seasons back, too.
Mm-hmm.
But
and Cooper Rush. Those are the quarterbacks.
I'll take Cooper Rush.
Oh, man,
he came in and played better than Dak.
Hunt's a free agent.
I didn't know he was a free agent, though.
Ooh, running back Kareem Hunt's a free agent, Ronbo, the running back from Cleveland.
Yeah, but I'm still mad at Kareem Hunt. That boy, they should have showed me that footage of him kicking that girl like that. That really pissed me off.
That's unacceptable.
So he can go to hell. You know what? How many running backs do you see? I don't think.
Here's one, Ronbo. You know this guy. Oh, Miles Sanders from the Eagles. I told you about him.
Wow, I
Rashard
watched
Penny.
him play. Rashard
Penny from the Seahawks.
The Seahawks aren't going to re-sign Rashard? He gets hurt too much, I guess.
I would think they would resign him. They got that Kenny Walker guy who got 1,000 yards, the rookie, but, you got to have those two, that tandem.
Yeah, because one of them's going to get hurt. Go ahead.
And here's one that baffles me, Ronbo, because we should have signed him. He balled. Deontay Foreman with Carolina. They should resign him.
Cap casualty? I thought he did a decent job, too.
He did do a good job. He almost had 1,000 yards.
The NFL doesn't like to pay running backs anymore.
Yep.
Which to me is foolish.
David Montgomery, the running back from the Bears, they let him go.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's free.
Well, I wonder what they're thinking
Hunt.
is, what they're going to do.
Yep.
Because if anything.
Now, here's one, Ronbo.
I was going to say Justin Fields needs a solid back, But go ahead.
I think they're going to draft one. Now, Tony Pollard's on this list, but pump the brakes on that, Ronbo. I guarantee you they're going to franchise him.
The Cowboys? Yeah, they have to.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you only got Zeke.
Here's those tackles. Yep. Here's those tackles I was telling you about. Jawan Taylor, that's his name. Jacksonville, kid out of Florida. Jawan Taylor. There's Mike McGlinchey, Caleb McGarry, Isaiah Wynn, that big offensive tackle in New England, played with Georgia. David Quisenberry from Buffalo. There's Jawan James that you and I talked about. Stays hurt all the time.
Orlando Brown on that list?
Josh Wells. Yeah. Out of Baltimore, Jawan James.
Yeah.
Josh Wells from Tampa. George Fant, who cares? You and I talked about that.
Go back to Seattle. They won't even take you. Hey, isn't Orlando Brown on that list?
Let's see. Billy Fisher. Nope, no Orlando Brown, Rambo.
Because I thought his contract expires. Well, the Chiefs probably says, listen, we're not, you're going to be a Chief next year, right? Yeah. Okay. So don't.
There's some good centers on this list, though.
Oh, no, we may be in the market for that. Because we may lose
Ethan Pocket, the center from Cleveland. Cleveland had the best offensive line in football. Austin Blythe, the former Ram, now former Seahawk. Connor McGovern, the Jets. I didn't know he was free.
Damn.
Jason Kelsey.
Philadelphia. Oh, that'd be a dream come true. Kyle would just be foaming at the mouth if he could get Kelsey. But Kelsey's probably thinking about it. Is he not? Kelsey's not going to get. He'll get re-signed.
But Ronbo, Philly's losing a lot of players. That's 9 players. 4
and coaches.
5 on the defense. And if they're gonna pay Jalen Hurts all that money, they're not gonna keep most of those guys.
They can't.
They can't. Right. Yep. And Garrett Bradbury, the former first-round pick of Minnesota, he's free.
Bradbury. Yep. And he's the one who made. And they're not going to re-sign him for the reason why. Although it was a cheapy call, at the end of that game, they're calling Bradbury for that foul. And that may have been a pivotal for the Eagles, actually. So,
Ronbo, these receivers are trash. I'm not even going to read them.
I know. And you know what? We might as well go to the draft for a receiver because anybody that you're seeing, you're going to overpay because he's a free agent no matter what kind of receiver he is, right? So I'm not in favor of that anymore.
Thomas and Odell Beckham. That's all I need.
OBJ. Word. Nope. Baby boy. It's time to retire. OBJ, even if he makes it back, Tony, you and I both know, 5 or 6 weeks in the season, he's going to pull up lame or something's going to get broken. He's glass now.
Yep.
He doesn't have the durability to hang anymore. So stop it.
Yep.
Just stop.
And collect him a check.
I know.
Ronbo, do you think y'all going to franchise McGlinchey? Do you think y'all going to franchise him?
No. No. The 49ers are not into franchising people. I'm trying to think of the last time the 49ers franchise tagged anybody. I don't know.
I'm starting to think we may franchise McGarry now. I never thought of that before.
Well, you guys
I heard we were offering 13, but if we franchise him, he's going to make 18.5.
Well, so that's what I was getting ready to say. You guys may be able to afford that a little easier, but if you get, Tony, if you're going to franchise tag a player, why not go ahead and sign him up then?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't understand that.
Long term. Yeah.
Tony, I'll tell you what, it's always a pleasure. I'm gonna tell you what. I'll be back in a few days and see what develops. It's always something crazy going on in the NFL, and usually involves.
Yeah, but go to that site. I already sent it to you. It's got
Okay.
all 100 free agents on there, offense and defense.
100. I can't wait to see that. All right. Thanks, Tony. Always appreciate it.
Well, we know the Rams ain't gonna get none of them because they ain't got no money.
Can you see the Rams? Los Angeles Bank. Can we? Well, yeah, I'm representing Los Angeles Rams. Can we borrow? Are you going to ask me to borrow some money? Forget it. You guys don't have any credit here. Aren't you guys in debt now, up to your eyeballs? Okay, I just asked you a question.
And Ray.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Ray Jr. said in the chat, he was talking to me. He said, y'all was saying a couple years ago, F them picks.
Yeah.
Now that y'all don't have those picks are effing you.
Ray Jr., get him.
Yes, sir. Ronbo, I'll talk to you in a few days, sir.
Looking forward to it. Tony, it's off-season time. We can all relax. All right, Tony.
Yes,
have
sir.
a great night.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rudy, what I think about the Ramillia, Rudy keeps himself out there. Now, Rudy is like nothing but a target now to get hit. And but he loves to put himself out there to get hit. And he comes up with these little mundane, nothing things. Hey, Alex. Alex.
Hello.
Hey, Alex. Hey, Alex.
Hey, Ronbo, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah. So I haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah, long while. Long while. Doing all right. Like all 49er fans, I'm still like in trauma because we got right there with a team that I know damn well was definitely going to probably give the Chiefs all they could handle this second round. Since we already lost to them once this year, I cannot imagine any team beating the 49ers twice this year. I don't care what time of year it is. And we had the team to do it. We had the health. We had everything we needed, but a broken arm quarterback. Damn it! So that's what I'm feeling. So, But, Alex, I'm looking for somebody now to come and help us out on that defensive line or anything else you want to add, Alex. Go right ahead. Jump on in there. Let's hear from you.
Free agency, I'm not really concerned too much about, but I'm just concerned about, like, re-signing other guys,
I know.
Because we already got a squad. We don't really add key pieces, because we already got a squad.
We do.
So I'm not too concerned about free agency. I just hope we do well in the draft like we always do, but we'll see this year.
Yeah, we got Nick. We got to re-sign him. With Nick, I just want to see if we could get Nick a bookend that's somewhere near his capability. Now, if that happens, Alex, we can phone in some games next year. There's no chance, That's too much violence up front. So,
but let's say, like, if we were to sign somebody for agency, I want to invest in our offensive line because we clearly need it.
We all do.
Because you already saw the Eagles game, 2 quarterbacks went down.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
I can't say it.
Johnson went down out of fear. He's just poor guy's just not a game time quarterback. Now he's okay for your scout team during practice and things like that, but don't ask him to come out and perform in a game of that magnitude. I thought I saw his hand shaking during one snap. It's like, Johnson.
Yeah, he dropped the ball.
Would you relax? Breathe, man. Breathe. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, he just had
it looked like it was his first time playing football.
Didn't it? And he looked like it when he's playing. So we were dead meat. As soon as Brock went down, that was it for us.
Yeah, I kind of like stopped consuming Niners content for a while just because I was sick to my stomach. So I just couldn't.
It's just rough. Because we got the team to do it. And this was, and I tell you something, Alex, I think this was the team. This is the one. Brock Purdy and all, this was the team. Because they worked in such a way where, they could get it done. It didn't matter who was on the other side of the field. The 49ers are going to beat you. Damn it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Ronbo, do you think Jimmy Ward's coming back this season?
I'm afraid he's not. Unless him and Kyle can work some things out from that conversation they had. I don't know that. I don't know if Kyle's thought this through clearly, and that he realizes that you don't have a safety of Jimmy's caliber. You don't have anybody that can cover you don't have a nickelback of his caliber, unless he knows something we don't know. I don't know how they're going to handle this situation. I'd have brought Jimmy back, and Jimmy's not trying to take all the money the organization has. Jimmy's willing. This is a guy that turned money down to stay in a 49er uniform. So this is why I'm thinking he deserved a little more respect in that conversation than he got from Kyle. So
yeah,
I'm a little worried about that. I don't know what's going to happen. What are we going to do with safety and slot?
I'm worried about Azeez Al-Shaair too, because he deserves a big paycheck after this season.
And the 49ers know they can't afford to pay him on. That's why they made a choice last year. They went with Dre. That's why they paid him right off the bat. And they knew they were going to let Azeez go.
Mm-hmm.
I think they knew it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, Dre proved his worth. And we got Flanagan Foles. We got this guy Burke. We got that guy something the second. That's why you saw his name all of a sudden flash that we're bringing him back. And he could be a key acquisition because they cut him last year in favor of Burke. Burke was playing out of his mind last year too. At linebacker, you know how we are, Alex. We are always, this is like tradition with the 49ers. We've always got a tandem of linebackers. And that's going to continue.
Always.
Yeah. So.
I remember Chris Borland. He retired after one season.
Yeah.
And all the time in the world about it.
And him and what's his name?
He don't want to play football anymore.
Yeah, I know. Chris got smart because he didn't want to be, drooling from a wheelchair by the time he's 36, So, he left because he couldn't take more head trauma. He said, in order to play like I play, I'm not going to be able to continue to do that because, one concussion after another one. Here, but trivia question, Alex. Who was the guy that was playing next to him that year? Because we lost both Willis and Bowman that year. Who was the other guy playing next to him? He also did a good job.
Yeah, I can't remember his name right now.
I know, right? And then he went to Seattle next year. Yeah, he was good.
Oh, it was who was it? Seattle. It's not Aaron Lynch, right? He wasn't even.
Aaron Lynch was a linebacker. I mean, not a linebacker, but an edge rusher. But the thing is, again, Borland and the other guy, they were like, they just weren't. See, I got to know the answer to this. We're struggling with this. I can't remember his name, but he was.
I know
good.
it's on the tip of my tongue. I know who you're talking about, but I just can't remember.
Yeah. Anyway, the thing is, we keep a good linebacking core. It's just automatic, for some reason. I mean, we got legendary names that go way back. So we're gonna be fine. Even though I like Al-Shaair though. God, he was good.
I know he's really good. Very underrated.
But Dre played out.
Anyways, Ronbo, that's pretty much it, Ronbo.
All right, Alex. Good to hear from you again too. So
All right, Ronbo, stay safe.
You too, fam.
Right.
Appreciate getting in here.
Have a good night.
You too.
All right, thank you, Ronbo.
Thank you. Who was that guy? I liked the way he played. They were solid, him and Borland. But remember, Borland was getting like 20 tackles a week. He had 20, 25. He was like defensive player of the week on more than one occasion. And I says, wow, this guy, man. Willis said he was like a bulldog out there. I said, this guy, man. That's going to be, man. But anyway, we got two guys now that are just out of this world. Dre didn't make the Pro Bowl last year, but you can bet he's going to. So, man, it's like John Lynch told him, hey, you know what? A lot of guys, that's the way it goes. A lot of guys get snubbed when they should in their first year, and the next year they're cleaning house. So don't you worry about the Pro Bowl. You're gonna get a lot of more accolades. Don't even worry about it. Dre Greenlaw's a bad dude. But yeah, fam, go ahead. And Ray Jr., thanks, fam. And guys, thanks tonight for showing up tonight. It was always a good time. I miss you when I don't see you. We have to miss each other for a little bit. But I'll be back in a few days. Meantime, fam, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I'm telling you, be back all off season long. Hit that like. Rudy, thanks for all your money tonight and your little digs. They're actually entertaining. Oh, God. Fam, have a great night. I'll see you shortly.